going on, guys? Welcome to 2017. For my very first video of the year, I have a special guest. Once again, John from ARTV.
Today we're going to be talking about music that we really hope comes out in 2017, whether it be a confirmed album or something that we're just speculating. It's just like maybe the band's cryptically hinting at it or something like that. But all in all, just albums or else music that we really want to see this year.
So we're each going to go back and forth and share with you guys 5 different bands or artists that we hope or else are releasing music this year. And we also did a video on his channel, the same thing, 10 other ones. If you want to check that out, make sure you go click the link down below.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and check out our top 10 most anticipated albums, starting with your first pick.
My mind was a fortress, you knew how to watch it, flanking the trenches and storming my bunker. Day after day, I face the wrath of what I made, but I never thought I could feel this way at 19.
So my very first pick is super obvious, Knucklepuck. They are one of my favorite pop punk bands. They put out a great album back in 2015, and I'm ready for more. I know they've been recording, they've been posting a bunch of pictures on Instagram and Twitter, just kind of teasing us with like photos of them in the studio, recording vocals, other stuff like that. So I know they are coming out with an album. I'm not sure how soon it's going to be, I'm not sure about the time frame on that, but I'm really hoping it's soon, and I'm just...
I hope so as well, honestly, because, I mean, like, I liked their first album, but I think that they could go even further
so much
with that sound. Exactly.
And I'm hoping for another album that I can just play repeatedly until I hate it.
Copacetic.
Not hate it, but...
Everything is copacetic. Everything is copacetic. And they could put out something, I feel like, that could top that, honestly, because that showed off, that kind of showed us their guns early on, but now...
As a debut, that was a pretty good first album, so I know that they're going to be able to take things further, even in a more mature way. They've grown up a little bit, I think, since then, and I think this might be their year. If they release something really great, they might even get bigger.
Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Miss Atomic Bomb, making out, we got the radio.
So I know this was one of Hannah's picks last year for the most anticipated music of the year, music that we hope comes out, but seriously, the Killers, they have to. Come on, please, can we just stop?
They are so overdue for an album.
Exactly. It's going to be 6 years, or 5 years, I'm sorry, by the time that this album finally drops, if it comes out this year. 5 years in between releases is just too much. I know that there's tensions within the band a lot of the time, and they don't want to tire themselves out, and I appreciate them taking the time off rather than just breaking up and getting back together and that sort of thing. But this Las Vegas rock band really needs to put something out again, something that could make them great again. Honestly, I feel like they've kind of struggled their past couple of albums, but I go back to Hot Fuss and Sam's Town all the time. Such classic albums, and I really hope that they can find something in that vein once again and just make music that makes the Killers great again.
And I also want them to release an album because I want them to tour.
Yes.
So they never even come to Pittsburgh. They need to come here because I would love to see them live.
I know, I've never seen them, and just from what I hear, everyone always says Brandon Flowers is such a good vocalist live. So I would really, really love for us to be able to go together to see the Killers. It would make my fall 2017. Please come do an arena tour. Come see either one of our cities.
When you leave it, when you go from home, you take all that you want, but the memories that come in hardwood floor in the living room.
My next pick is La Dispute.
Ooh.
We both, I feel like, have been into this band, but more recently I kind of rediscovered, especially their last album, Rooms of the House. I am seriously addicted to that record. I think it's perfection. I love the concept of it, and I think they're definitely due for another full-length album, maybe another concept album, but, you know, hopefully they can take things further like they did on their last one. I tend to like that one a little bit more than the other stuff. I don't know why.
It was kind of an atmospheric album.
Yeah, I feel like it's very rhythmic. The instrumentation was really, really good, and I know people are going to be like, well, they did put out something in 2016.
The Tiny Dots. Yeah.
It was like a soundtrack album though. It wasn't really like an actual album. There was no like lyrics or anything. It was just kind of instrumentals, which yeah, that's all fun and great, but come on, La Dispute.
It's what makes them La Dispute is the lyrical
those crazy,
content.
those like powerful vocals. I need more.
Exactly.
And oh my god, I have a feeling that they're cooking something up right now.
This band really deserves all the acclaim that they get. I know their albums have just been like praised pretty much universally by a lot of music
they're just
critics,
so unique.
but
they
are very unique, and they kind of started a movement. But I feel like I've seen some people try to emulate and copy that style.
But they do it best.
Exactly. Obviously, they're the kings of that, and that makes me think of some of the great tracks that they've released, like King Park, and like you said, oh my god, it's such a brutal song. The lyrical content, and the messages that they have,
hits you.
I know.
Gut.
It's hard to talk about, and I know I did a video once on emotional, gut-wrenching songs about death and that sort of thing. That was one that I wanted to talk about. I'm going to have to do another video on that at some point. But these guys always kind of catch you out in the, whether it be in the feels or just in the story of the song in general. You can find yourself kind of relating as an onlooker.
Even if you haven't experienced the same thing, it kind of makes you feel for those people.
Right, and feel a little bit more invested in the album as a result. So yes, I'm definitely excited for new material. My next choice is The Strokes, an American rock band that have been consistently putting out albums since their debut in 2001. I really love these guys. They're due for release for a new album, Q1 or else Q2 of the year, supposedly. They put out a great EP last year that I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it had some fantastic songs. It kind of showcased, obviously, where they were at in the past and then some new influences as well. So I'm hoping that they kind of take those and kind of mix them like we've talked about for a few other albums that we hope that they kind of mesh up their styles with a few different things, kind of stir it all together in a little pot and put out something good. Because Come Down Machine, their most recent album, I was a little bit underwhelmed by, but Angles in 2011 was fantastic. Their most recent EP was as well, so I think that they could be cooking up something great.
Are fans of the 1975, you've seen Matt Healy's tweets about possible music in 2017. What? I don't know if it's an actual album, I don't know if it's an EP, just a single, anything. I just want whatever it is, because I think this band just totally took over in 2016.
I'm biting my lip over here because it's just like, please don't let it be too good to be true. You know what I mean?
I know. Well, he did tweet 2017.
I know. I sent it to you.
I know.
I sent it to you, and I think it's going to be an album. I've seen a couple of things.
Crazy.
I think he deleted a couple of tweets that said like album, the next album, or else album 3. So another situation of striking while the iron is hot there. If they're doing that,
and they're just on a roll right now.
Exactly. They put out a great. What was it? 17 songs, wasn't it? On their
so many songs. This band is fucking brilliant. I feel like anything they touch turns to gold. I literally was blown away by their last release, and I just know their potential, and I think they're really going to take over the fucking universe at this point.
Exactly. They're getting bigger and bigger, and I understand why. Exactly. They're very, very talented.
So talented.
I think that they catch a lot of flack for just really reasons that are quite stupid, if you ask me. And if you actually look into this band, you can see there's really, really quality lyrical content. They put a lot of musicianship into this. There's so much effort into the just the musicality of the tracks and just the life and the unique spin that they put on their music. You can tell that they really take their time. March is just around the corner, and that is when Creeper's debut album comes out. This overseas rock band has really been just kind of rising to prominence in 2016. There's been a lot of people giving them exposure. They've been going out on some cool tours. I'm going to be seeing them in March with Water Parks, which I cannot wait for. That's one of my most anticipated concerts of the year. But honestly, Creeper have a very unique style and presence about them. I kind of feel like they take influences from bands like Jimmy Eat World, AFI, and they've made their own unique craft. The Stranger EP is what really hooked me in early 2016, had some viewers sending that to me, and then I obviously heard the lead single from their debut album that's about to come out in March called Suzanne. Thought it was great. They released another one, Hiding with Boys, and that one hooked me even more. I thought that was even better than the first single, so who knows exactly where their sound's going to go. They have some slower songs, they have some darker songs, and they have some more upbeat ones, but I think Creeper are definitely a unique place in the music scene in 2017, and I really hope the debut is fantastic.
They left us alone, the kids in the dark, to burn out forever, or light up the spark. We come together, stay as
band I know for sure that they've been recording or else writing recently. It is Alltime Low.
Oh.
And I'm actually really curious in what direction they're going to be going in. I liked Future Hearts, but I'd like to see them go maybe in a more Don't Panic.
Yeah, a little bit more of like a pop punk direction.
I like some more pop punk, maybe less polished like Future Hearts was. More like gritty, I feel like I want to see from them.
Now, there were some songs on Future Hearts. I thought Future Hearts was still a really good
It's a good I have
yeah,
it.
Yeah, exactly. I do as well. But honestly, there were a few that kind of scared me on there with the sound. Like
the experimentation.
Exactly. Edge of Tonight. And, but I didn't really like Bail Me Out featuring, I think it was one of the Madden brothers, Benji Madden, on that track. I don't know. It just seemed like you said a little too polished.
Waves,
like there were so many producers on the album.
Kind of poppier too, but I'd like to see them maybe mature, but also like do more like with their old stuff.
Right, exactly. Like the lyrics can grow, but maybe the musicality doesn't have to stray too far
I feel like
in like a pop direction.
I'm really hoping that's what they're doing. I hope they can tell from like fans' response maybe that like, you know, that's kind of what they should be doing. But
exactly, and it's not like, oh, we can't experiment at all.
No,
right,
like obviously I appreciate them for doing any kind of music, but I'm just really curious to see what they're going to be coming up with, because I know Alex has tweeted a couple times that they've been, you know, recording or else working on music. Very excited for what they have to offer.
Honestly, and I'd like to commend Alltime Low because they've been so consistent over the years. They've been
they've never even broken up or taken a break.
They've never taken a break. They've put out music consistently since their debut in 2007. This is 10 years, the 10th anniversary, and they've already got, what, 6 albums out at this point? And this could be album number 7 if it comes out in 2017. That's very exciting. I really hope that they put out something awesome. Just gonna stretch. Just gonna.
Here?
Oh, nothing. It couldn't be my next pick or anything. I'm just gonna stretch. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep stretching. Maybe it'll speak for itself. No, Walk the Moon. They put out one of the best albums I thought of. I guess it was it 2014 already?
Yeah, it was.
My God, I can't believe. I know it was like December 2014, but still, Talking Is Hard is one of the best albums of the past 5 years, in my opinion. I listen to that thing pretty consistently. It stays in rotation. They just really hit the nail on the head with that kind of 80s meets modern alternative rock.
I feel like everything they've put out has been really, really great, and I know that their potential is really up there. They need to come back, you know?
Exactly. Don't stay away for too long.
Yeah,
because
people forget. They've already kind of, I mean, because they had that huge single that was on
Shut
the radio.
Up and Dance.
That's already kind of out of the picture. But I'm hoping, too, that they come out with something really, really great. I know how talented they are.
Exactly. I want them to stay big. I want them to stay relevant because we need more music. I was just saying recently in a video, I was like, more guitar-driven stuff on the radio. Because
and they do it right.
Exactly. It's danceable. It's fun.
It's just enough, you know? It's like a combination of, like, rock, but also very catchy, upbeat, like, pop
But
stuff.
it's smart lyrically, too. And that's what I like. There was actually some detail and thought behind the lyrics. It wasn't just like, oh, DJ, make me lose my mind. Exactly. It was not mindless in the slightest. Every single song on that project had so much effort. Portugal, I thought, was just fantastic. Kind of a heartbreaking song about kind of the changing of the seasons in life. And then you had like the more fun stuff like Shut Up and Dance and even Up to You. There was stuff, like something for really every occasion on that album. And their debut, which I know we both love as well. There's so many great songs from all the way from the emotional I Can Lift a Car to obviously this big smash single that really helped this band rise to fame, and a son. So I can't wait to see what they do with their new project.
It's all in my head, there's not much I can do. You said your best, I'll keep mine too. Each time I change, I feel dark blue. Confuse your face for someone new.
My very last pick is The Story So Far.
How did I know that you were going to say that? I don't know. She didn't tell me her picks beforehand, but I was like, okay, it's not this, it's not this. I said, you know what? It could be that.
Don't hate.
I'm not. No. I actually thought that some of the songs on their most recent album were pretty solid. I actually reviewed that with Here Lies Music back in 2015. Is that when the project came out?
Yeah, it came out in 2015. Yeah. So I don't think they've announced that they're working on an album, but I'm pretty sure they will release one at some point. I'm not sure when. Maybe towards the end of the year. I don't really know, but I really like this band's sound. It's like a different type of pop punk. It's not like the whiny, like poppier pop punk.
It's more like aggressive.
It's more aggressive. Parker's like voice is very strong and powerful, and it's just kind of more like shouting in a way. But I know not a lot of people like that, but I actually really do. It kind of took me a while to warm up to it. I'm sure a lot of people it's the same thing, but I think they need to go maybe in a different direction, but stay like how they do sound, but evolve, you know?
Right, kind of build something new.
Immature.
Right.
I feel like a lot of their lyrics are sort of immature because they are sort of a really young band. I know when they got together, they were in like middle school, so a lot of their, like especially on their first album, it's kind of themes of like breakups and just kind of being very bitter at this girl or whoever hurt him. I don't know who
hurt you?
He writes a lot of songs about her.
Just because someone hurt you doesn't mean that you have to falcon kick people into the clouds.
I know that too. But for real, I really enjoyed their last album. I know a lot of people kind of complained that it was kind of samey throughout. The same thing goes with like a lot of their albums. They kind of need to change it up a bit. So that's what I'm hoping for. If you saw the video we did on his channel, I talked about Citizen. I was hoping for them to mature and kind of bring more, I guess like not like a polished sound, but just like
maybe a new perspective.
Yeah, like sort of a different outlook, but the same band, obviously, just evolving. So I'm really hoping for something from them. I'm sure they will be releasing something. I just don't know when, but I hope it's good.
The very last project that I'm anticipating for 2017 is none other than Vampire Weekend. This kind of like art rock, indie, alternative band that have put out so much quality material over the years. I apologize again if you saw my review of their last album, Modern Vampires of the City. I reviewed it way too soon after hearing it. I ended up kind of falling for that album. Not completely, but there's so many great tracks on it, from Obvious Bicycle to Hannah Hunt, which is just a heart-wrenching song. I am in love with that song still to this day. Just their discography at this point, for being kind of still a young band, the past 10 years they've been putting out albums, I think that they have a vast and solid discography. I hope that their new album doesn't really feel the lack of one of their members. One of their founding members ended up leaving the band. He's doing more of production, and he is still writing with them. I believe Rostam is his name. He does a lot of great work. He's been working with some very prominent names, and I'm obviously anticipating those albums that he's working on as well. And I think if he's still writing with Vampire Weekend, that's still a really cool aspect. I'm glad that there's still a friendship there, that they can write with each other, not tour with each other anymore, but still kind of like bang things out in the studio. So I'm excited to see where this could go in terms of what I'm hoping for in the sound of the album. I'm hoping for something maybe a little bit more upbeat. They obviously had some more spirited tracks on the last album, but I feel like overall it was more of an atmospheric listen, and I really do love that for what it is. But I think that they could do something a little bit poppier at this point, and it would totally work for them.
Alright, so those were 10 bands slash artists that we hope are releasing music in 2017. If you want to see who else we are anticipating this year, check out John's video. There will be a link down below.
Feel free to subscribe while you're over there if you have not checked out my channel already.
Who are we kidding? You all have.
Oh, whatever. Nobody on your channel even knows who I am.
Don't even. For real though, subscribe to his channel, subscribe to my channel if for some reason you're coming from his video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.